everybody.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
We're
Good
just going to
morning.
introduce ourselves as Giggles today. Welcome to Giggles.
Okay, really, absolutely as giggles. Absolutely as giggles. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Business Love and Tidbits. I I am Ingrid Pinkett. And I am an executive administrator. I am with a passion for retail, hence CMR Collection and RMC Exclusive. Um, CMR Collection RMC. I think I said that right. Anyway, you know what, you guys? We are streaming
Let's
on
go
YouTube.
get started.
I know we're streaming on YouTube also, you guys. So I wanted to just let you know that. So if you are joining us from YouTube, welcome to the family. Welcome. Lastly, I bring to Business Love and Tidbits the business aspect of this from my experiences, my personal things. These are all of our opinions, our views, our thoughts, all of that. So, go do your own thing, go do your own research, go all of those things. If you don't agree with us, that's okay too. Bring yours online. And also, I will be posting in the chat for you to jump on with us. So if you are watching us live, pay attention to the chats because I will be posting that there so you can jump on. We want to hear you live. We want to hear your opinion, what you have to say, give you a shout out, spotlight, and highlight you. Miss Dumb Michelle, who are you?
I don't know. I'm here, y'all. Good morning, everyone. I am Ms. Dom. Most of you know me already, but I am the founder and director of Sisters Inspiring Sisters. I bring a psychological self-development perspective and also a business perspective to the show. A lot of our conversations are based on our personal experiences, our testimonies, things that we have walked through, things that we have helped other people walk through, as well as our professional experience, professional standpoint, and things that we've learned along the way, and also just a lot of the stuff that we've been developing through our coaching. Like we're practicing a lot of the things that we've learned in our coaching, and one thing we stand on is that the information doesn't change from coach to coach to coach. Most coaches are teaching the same concept. So we're just putting into practice a lot of this stuff and giving the information as we receive it. So good morning, everyone. We are here. We came in giggling just because that's kind of we're having.
Yeah, it has been an interesting. Yeah, it has been an interesting morning. Needless to say.
Today we're going to get right into it though. We're going to talk about fear. And it's such an important topic because fear controls a lot of our lives. I mean, if you're a spiritual person, or you just understand how fear works, there's only two concepts: fear or love. Fear or love. That's it. So anything that's not operating in love, or in the way that you want to roll, the things that you want to happen, the positivity that you want in your life, anything opposite of that, we would consider it fear. And some people think fear like scared. That's not always fear. Fear is just the lack or not doing, or what's holding us back. And so we use fear as the word, but really fear covers everything that's not what you want your life to look like. That's how I mean, without using a definition, that's how I would describe it. And so what does that mean? What does that mean to you? And so it controls us. It absolutely controls everything. So if you look at your life right now, and you think about everything that's going on with you and the decisions that you are making, have made, or can make, what's stopping you? So I'll let Ingrid introduce her intro, and then we'll just go back and forth and discuss how fear actually takes control of our lives.
So I know that for me, a lot of times when we're talking about fear controlling our feelings, it's paralyzing. And I've always lived by this acronym that fear, FEAR, is a false expectation appearing real. So it's something that we think is going to happen and we give it energy. And so it becomes real for us. So it
Mhm.
controls how we move and what we do and how we go forward. Right. So, but fear can also catapult you into success depending on the energy that you give it. So if you have a fear of being broke and that catapults you into I gotta get this business going. I gotta get it going because you are fearful in the way of I don't want things to be the way they were. They've been this way, or I have a fear that by the time I'm 30 or 40 or what have you, you know, I'm not going to be in the place that I need to go. So you take that false expectation appearing real to motivate you and push you forward. So that's a positive, that's a spin on that. I know for a lot of people, a lot of us, I've included myself in that as well. We operate when it comes to fear in the amateur mode. When I'm talking about fear, that's the pro. We operate in the amateur mode, which is it's paralyzing. Now I'm having anxiety, I'm having, panic attacks and things because that false expectation being real has stagnated us. It's kept us held hostage, right?
Mhm.
So how do we change that around? How do we fix that? How do we say we're going to take this word that is meant to that was designed or meant to paralyze us, to cause us to, well, actually it's just a word, we give it the energy. So
It's
how can we
mhm.
switch the energy that we give it to a positive as opposed to an uncomfortable or negative? How do we
Well,
switch it? Sis, what's your thoughts on that? How do we?
I mean, it's really deep because when we start talking about our thoughts and our actions and how we process information, it all has to do with the brain and how the brain
Mhm,
works. and
mhm,
and that's why a lot of psychology starts with that boring stuff of the brain and describing the different parts of your brain, the frontal
mhm,
and the cortical. So because I understand that, I'm able to discuss it and talk about it, but most people don't understand it. And so you have to switch the way you think, because it is an energy source and it is a
mhm,
practice, and you have
mhm,
to you have to reteach your brain how to process negative self-talk, negative thinking, negative actions, how we view ourselves. So it's brain work. It's absolutely brain work. So we talk about mindfulness a lot, and it's easy to say it, but if you don't understand the core of the brain, then you don't understand how it works. So, you have, and I don't want to go into a session about your brain, but there's the way your brain works is by feelings in different areas.
mhm,
And so you have to switch it off. You have to
mhm,
switch gears. And so, like Ingrid said, it's all energy. It's all
mhm,
energy. So it's really just switching your thoughts. When you
mhm,
when you realize, and one of the things that we don't do is that we don't operate in, why are we thinking this way? How
mhm,
is this? Is this a negative thought? Most people are just moving and moving and moving. It's such a
mhm,
natural way to have fear in our lives. It's
mhm,
embedded in us to be afraid, to not move according to how you want to move, because we limit ourselves. And so it's a brain practice. It's brain work. And if you
mhm,
don't start practicing, your life is going to continuously stand in the same place because you don't know what to do. And so what me and Ingo need to start talking about more is what to do. How what's the
mhm,
how? Because I mean, it's great to have these conversations, but then what? Right? Then
mhm,
what do we do with them? So I
mhm,
think just shifting your thoughts to planning and action, more so than falling into false belief systems and pushing yourself down, is how do you turn that into a plan and an action to
mhm,
move a different way.
mhm. For me, I would say that a lot of that has to deal with how many people put if you're online and you are in the chat, Um, put a M if you're a person that meditates. Do you meditate in the morning? Is that something that's part of your normal practice? Because in order for you to be able to change your mindset, you have to know how to check in. You have to know how to check in with yourself. You have to know how you are working. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? It's a practice. It's not
Mhm.
I can jump into it and yes, I'm good. It's something that you have to learn. You have to
Mhm.
know you.
Yeah.
I had to learn me in order to know when that feeling was coming up before it even got there. Before that fear, that emotion, all of those things. So if you and thank you, she says she doesn't meditate, but do you, let's even go from meditate. Do you sit back for a second and check in with yourself?
Right.
Even if you don't, even if you're not a person that meditates, maybe you don't, but do you sit back and check in with yourself? How you feeling when
I
you
think
wake up? Do you just jump off and just start going, or sit for a second, sit on the side of your bed and say, how am I feeling this morning?
right.
Check in with yourself. Go
I mean,
ahead.
I would just agree with you. I mean, everything is a persistence. Everything is
Yeah.
a everything. Every single thing that we do um, requires that, and persistence is required to live the life that we want to live. I say consistency. Same thing. And
Mhm.
so, what is it that is stopping you? And and if it's something that's stopping you, that is fear. So what's underneath that? And so these conversations are so deep because it's not just the fear. Where did the fear come from?
Mhm.
What how do we delve into that? And you have to deal with that before you can break through. And that's one thing that people don't want to do. They don't want to do the work. So they
Mm.
say, take me how I am. Oh, I'm just afraid. I can't do this. I can't do that.
Mhm.
So you're limiting yourself because you don't want to look within yourself and go do the necessary work so you can move yourself to the next level.
Mhm.
Nobody's looking for
Mhm.
you.
Right.
Your kids, your mate, maybe, but outside of that, nobody's looking for you. And so it's up to us to make a decision to want to be better for us. And
Mhm.
so, what are your fears?
Right.
And how much do they control, like the topic says, your emotions, your feelings?
Mhm.
They're
Mhm.
real. Those fears are real. They're
Yeah,
very, very
absolutely.
real. And I mean, we all have them. If we
Mhm.
didn't have them, we would all be where we want to be. All of
Exactly.
them. So me and
Exactly.
Ingrid aren't saying this like we have the magic pill and that we don't experience these things.
Right.
But we're at like, okay, what's under that? How can we fix that? What's stopping me?
Right.
Why haven't I moved to the next level? Why am I
Mhm.
not this? Why, what I mean? And so
Mhm.
we're looking at ourselves.
Right.
What caused that?
Yep.
What caused
And
that?
when we're talking about don't let fear control your feelings, we're talking about living there. There's a fear and something is happening to you. Yes, it's a fear, fear enacts that, fight or flight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're afraid something is going on. You gotta you ready to, book out the door or what have you. Okay, so we're not talking about that. We're
Right.
talking about fear that paralyzes you,
Right.
fear that stops you from your day, from getting to the destination that you have set for yourself. Even if it's just you're not a destination, but those little milestones that you have towards the way of getting to your goal, or
Right.
your whatever it
Mm-hmm.
is that you have, that you've
Right.
decided, okay, within 6 months I'm going to this. And
Right.
you've mapped out these things along the way, but you realize you're not hitting any of them. You're
Right.
not, or you've hit one, and you're like, okay, I don't think I can do the next one, or I can't do this, or I can't do that.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's what we're talking about. We're talking about those things that paralyze you so much that you can't even you can't get to your milestones in
Right.
order to be able to get to the bigger prize. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about, don't let it control your feelings. Give
Right.
Stand victorious, stand strong, know that that's a part of getting to there. pushing through those things that make you feel uncomfortable. Those things,
Mm-hmm.
because the uncomfortableness, again, that's a false expectation. And you've made it real with the energy that you've given it, the energy that you have given it. Because, like my sis said, it's you got to work. It's your work.
Mm-hmm.
It's your work. It does. No one else can do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. Go ahead, sis. I know you had some.
No, we're just piggybacking. What
Yeah.
is stopping you from living your best life? What are things that
Mhm,
you want to do that you have not done yet? It doesn't have to be anything big. It could just be just skydiving or swimming or going on a tour, just a cruise. What are
mhm,
things that are going on in your life that you always
mhm,
wanted to do and you have not done? Start there.
mhm,
Start there. It doesn't have to be a big goal. It's just little things throughout the day that, oh, I'm not going in there. There's spiders in there, or like
mhm,
it's the littlest things
mhm,
that we have fear of that stop us
mhm,
from participating in things that we really want to participate in. And
mhm,
so those are the things you need to start identifying. What are those
mhm,
things and what's
mhm,
stopping me? And
mhm,
if it's stopping you dead in your tracks, like Ingrid said, and it's stopping your goals or stopping you from an experience, then there's something underneath that. And so now it's just to be aware and to
mhm,
challenge yourself,
mhm,
to just go and try, go do it. There's
mhm.
nothing that can happen besides what can happen. Hey, what can happen? What can happen?
Right,
That's it.
right.
Those are your options. You either make it's a business goal, you either succeed or you don't. So what? Right?
Yep.
If
But
you
there's
want
a
to,
lesson even in that. If you
right.
don't get, there's a lesson. So you learn the lesson, you dust off, you try again.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I just know there's just so many things that we stop ourselves from. It's
Yeah.
so many things, and it's all our feelings and our emotions. That's all
Right.
it is.
Right.
Sometimes it's traumatic thing, memories and things like that. Those things
Mhm.
do occur. So if that's happening, you have to go underneath that and you have to deal with that. But a lot of times it's like, I'm afraid of spiders. Okay, you're afraid of spiders. So you don't want to go. You don't want to go outside. You don't want to go camping because you're afraid. What are you really afraid of? Right? What are
Mhm.
you really afraid of? What is the odds that what you think is going to happen is going to happen?
Mhm.
And when you start thinking about odds, there's odds in everything happening.
Mhm.
There's a con in almost everything happening.
Yeah.
So what's so scary about this thing compared to the next thing, right? When we talk about just something small like flying,
Mhm.
I don't want to fly because
Right.
the plane might crash. Yeah, but you drive every day, you might get into a car accident, right? And so if you start thinking like
Mhm.
that, there's always a consequence to everything in life. Life is going to be life. And so
Yeah.
now I'm like, go live your life, y'all. Go
Yeah.
live your life.
Yeah.
Stop allowing your own mind. That's all it
Mhm.
is your own mind stopping you from experiencing life. Life is for
Mhm.
living. People keep telling me like, go live, Dom. Go live, Dom.
Mhm.
Go live, Dom. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go. I need to go live, Dom, because I don't do nothing. I don't do any. I don't do nothing. And it's not out of
Mhm.
fear. There's other things going on, but life is for living.
Mhm. We always have to remember too that let me just say this. If at any time you are having this it's paralyzing you where you cannot live your life, we're talking moments, that's
Mhm.
the time that you go that I would suggest that you would go seek someone to talk to professionally,
We got
right?
we got to stay on the line for that. If you guys want to talk,
Yeah, so if you are having a situation where you need someone, you need that time, and it's paralyzing you where you cannot live your life,
hmm
okay? Then you definitely need to go talk. You need to go speak with someone. Okay.
absolutely.
So there are we have, and of course on the line there's counselors here that can help you. There's also, if you have a health care through your job, I think a lot of jobs now have like free things because of the pandemic that we were in. A lot of them subscribe to free services and things like that. Utilize those things.
Right.
Utilize those free areas, those free sessions. Talk to, and we're talking a professional. You can talk to your friend about everything. If you just need motivation, let me tell you guys something about motivation. If you just need motivation, let me tell you, there is if you have a friend that gives you a kick in the tushy, and that's your motivation, utilize that. That's what motivates me. I'm not a person that I'm a person that in order to get past my fear, in order to get past that challenge, that thing that I have that says, okay, this ain't working. I have people around me that push me. So you have to give it to me straight with no chaser. You can't be, all fluff. That doesn't work for me. Everybody has different motivations to get them over that hump. Because we all have fears. We all do, right? But it starts with me. I identify it. I know that it's happening, and then I phone a friend. Okay, this is what's happening with me right now. This is how I'm feeling. And then girl, you da 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 da, bam, 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 right? Go do that. You're supposed to do that. That's how you have to talk to me. Me.
Well,
Other people don't work that way. Some people, you have to guide them through it. Hey, that's not real. This. Let me, you've done this so far. Soft, sweet, nice. And so no, you have to know you well enough to know which way you need to go. Do you need to go to have professional help? Do you need that friend that's going to be lovingly encouraging? Or do you need that friend that's going to give it to you straight with no chaser and give you the kick in the behind to get to where you need to go? But in order to know which avenue you need to go to, you need to know you, right? That's the first thing.
I
Oh,
think, I mean, every conversation we have
mm-hmm.
is talking about us, the person. There
Yep.
is no business without you. There is
Yep.
no overcoming without you. There is no
Yeah.
self-confidence without you. There's no building friendships, relationships, everything that we're
Mm-hmm.
talking about. So if we want to
Yep.
stay on the topic of fear and about knowing you, the
Yeah.
problem is that most of our people don't know who they are.
Yes.
And so until you get to that point of identifying, I want to know me, I want to get to know me, I want
Mm-hmm.
to do better and overcome the things that we're talking about on this show are hard to take in because it doesn't apply to you just yet because you haven't started walking into that work of me. What about
Mm-hmm.
me? Working on me. And so yes, we could say all these things that Ingrid are talking about, and it's the truth. These are the things that you have to do. But first, you got
Mm-hmm.
to deal with you. And if you haven't got to that stage of your life yet, we're gonna keep challenging you and encouraging you to work on personal development. Personal development is the key to success to me. And then also if you need therapy, because they're two separate things. They go hand in hand together. And if you need therapy or you need God or whatever it is that is your source to help you overcome some things, you need to go do those things first. Right? You can't overcome fear without overcoming some things in you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the things that we're talking about, and let's use fear because this is the topic, is that you can't even identify to go do those things. So you go hide. You hide in your fear, right? You just don't
Mm-hmm.
go. You just don't do those things. You don't put yourself in those situations. Instead of
Mm-hmm.
admitting to yourself, you just say, I don't do that. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't swim. I don't know how to run a business. I don't, you tell yourself, I can't so many times that you start believing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if those are your thoughts, let's start there. If those are your thoughts, if that's how you talk to yourself, me and Ingrid are going to challenge you on personal development work.
Absolutely.
Personal development work, because there is no overcoming till you overcome you, and it's a constant. It's a constant.
Yes.
It's a daily effort. It's intentional. Every single day I wake up and I'm working on me.
Mm-hmm.
Every single day, and I'm like, okay, I got through this moment good, and I'm praising
Yep.
myself, right? And so
Yep.
since we're talking about that today, I'm going to think about some things,
Yeah.
and me and Ingrid might talk about after the show, like, okay, well, you might talk about after, okay, what fear do you have today? Today, we're
Mm-hmm.
talking about right now. What's your
Yep.
fear as of right
Right.
now? And let's work on
Right.
that. That's what we're gonna talk about that after the show.
I love Carrie when she said you have to get uncomfortable to become comfortable. That is
Absolutely, I've been uncomfortable for years.
absolutely. That's true. You have, yes, you have to get uncomfortable to become comfortable. That's right. And if anyone knows anything about fear and feelings, is that they can make you uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely makes you uncomfortable, right? And yes, should take yes, should, avoidance is real. It hides anxiety. You are absolutely correct because you definitely can avoid. Look, I can be a procrastinator. I can be a procrastinator. That's one of my nerds, one of my little piggies that I feed the melon. Okay, no. Don't procrastinate. You got to do it right now. No. So that's a fear. That's a fear coming out in a different way because what's behind the anxiety? What's
Right.
behind my anxiety is a fear of breaking the glass ceiling, of breaking that wide open, and then what happens? It's
Right.
always been there. It's
Mm-hmm.
always been, no, you can only reach to this point because you're this way. So if I break the glass ceiling, then what happens? Then what happens if I break the glass ceiling?
Right.
Where do I go next? Okay, I'm going to be in a different place. That's fearful. That's the unknown. The glass ceiling's
Mm-hmm.
always been there. So then what happens? I've given that fear that energy, right?
Right.
I've given that fear that energy. And so now, and so now I'm just like, oh no, I'm paralyzed. I can't do it.
Right.
I can't do it. You know, Shataya, that is so easy. Yes, you create a new one. Right, exactly. You do create a new glass ceiling. But you know what? You have to break through the
Break the
first
first
one
one. Yep. And
first.
and I mean, and success is a huge fear, especially for our
Absolutely.
people.
People
I
don't
don't know.
understand how huge of a fear success is for people that have not experienced it. For
Mm-hmm.
people that you always think, oh, somebody, that's somebody else's thing. That's not yours. That's somebody, because that, I don't care what anybody says. Becoming a successful person, even behind the scenes, that catapults you into a completely different level in all areas of your life.
Yes.
It does. And
Yes.
if you are not ready for it, the
Mm-hmm.
fear can take you over. It can take you over. And that's the reason why there's a lot of people. I know I watched a show about people that became millionaires. They won the lottery, things like that. And within 5 years, they were broke. Why?
That's what Shataya just said.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Fear. Fear. It's this unknown, right? So you have to check in with you. You have to get around those. You have to start to the things that you're afraid of, get around people or get
Mm-hmm.
around places or things that put you in that, what did Carrie say? Uncomfortableness, right? Uncomfortableness. So you can start checking in with yourself saying, why am I uncomfortable? I
Right.
deserve to be here. I
Absolutely.
deserve to be here.
I
Right?
mean, yeah.
What?
I mean, we only have a minute left, so we might go a minute over. But just responding to Ingrid, and just watching my evolution of the work that I've been doing, and the people that I've been working with. Right?
Mm,
Why haven't I shook hands with the people that I really needed to shake hands with? Right. So these are questions that I'm asking myself. Why haven't I broke through the door? When I get in the door, I'm great. Right. I'm
mm,
great. I can stand tall with anybody, but
mm, mm,
I'm a little rough around the edges. Right. Those are things that people have told me, right, or whatever, and I'm
mm,
myself, so I don't sugarcoat myself. But subconsciously, whether you think about it or not, how are those
mm,
people going to receive you and perceive you? So there has to be something there between the work that I've done with the people, which is great. I've done great work with the
mm,
people, but the work that I didn't do with the people that I needed to help me elevate to the next level, which are the
mm,
corporations, the the people high status, politicians, and things of that sort. Why haven't I not, right? And it's that
mm,
fear of going to the next level.
mm,
Because subconsciously, I've never told myself that, but that's what it is. And so
mm,
we one by one start breaking those things down and hitting those glass
mm.
said. You have any final thought? We're at our time for today. I just
Well,
oh
you know what we have. Did you have? Was that your fun? You have some?
Yeah, just challenging yourself to look
Okay.
within and
Yeah.
start working on yourself and start doing things, little
They
small
doing
things.
things.
Mm-hmm.
I concur with my sister. Definitely do that. Definitely challenge yourself. What take something small, whatever it is, that's something
Mm-hmm.
small. You take that and do one. I would say one
Mm-hmm.
thing this week, something that you know that it has been, even if it's a small thing that you like. I'm fearful of this. Check in with yourself. Find that one thing and identify it.
Right.
Identify it. Okay. And then once you identify it, write it down and write that fear down. And then I'm going to say, take and write all of the things down that can help you to overcome that. Write it down and then put it someplace where you can see it. Put it
Mm-hmm.
someplace where you can see it, right? So that's my challenge to you. Identify that fear, identify it, and then write those things, write them down. How can you overcome that? What do
Mm-hmm.
you need to do to overcome that fear?
I love it.
I want to thank you all so much. We don't take for granted that you come here to share your morning with us. We are so excited that we are streaming on another platform, you guys. We are also on YouTube as well. So if you don't have Facebook or anything like that, YouTube is a free site. Please go there and watch us there. Share it with your friends. You can also take our YouTube links and you can share them with people that do not, that don't subscribe to Facebook or any other social media platform. So we are so honored that you are here with us this morning. We are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We stream on YouTube, Business Love and Tidbits. We also stream on Facebook under Business Love and Tidbits, Miss Dom Michelle, and also an IP Tidbit. We stream at 6:30 a.m. Pacific time because we're in Cali. And we look forward to seeing you on Friday, where come on back, y'all, because then we're going to chit chat. And if you are not watching this live, where you at? Where you at? You can pick one day and watch us live. Just one day. Please, also, you guys jump on. We want to hear from you. You can share this, you can share this platform with us, right? We're not exclusive. We like to share. Isn't that right, sis? We like to share. So
I'm
come
working.
on in.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
come on in,
Oh
y'all.
yeah, on it.
Come on in, y'all.
I
All
love you.
righty.
Have a great day. See y'all
Have a
Friday.
great day, you guys. Bye.